I'm confused and I need help. So literally, spoilers. There's going to be spoilers here. So I had to watch the scene again from A New Hope, with Obi-Wan and so on. So he says that the key word is at last we meet again. We meet again. At last we meet again. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master. Because I was going on like, okay, when I left, boom. But the key word he says is, at last we meet again. Which should mean the last time they met was in episode 3. Because I'm trying to figure out, again, tell me if I'm wrong. If he said at last we meet again, but they met post episode 3 when he was in as full Darth Vader, that scene makes no sense. Like, am I wrong? Like, that scene makes no sense if they'd already met again with him as Darth Vader. So I just have to say, so basically that at last we meet again, that must mean that, because he said at last we meet again, when I left here I was but the learner. He can't be referring to when he just met him in this freaking episode 3. So which is why I always say that having Vader in this doesn't make sense. That really, they shouldn't really meet. And even if they meet, they surely shouldn't fight. But beyond fighting, they shouldn't meet. Because that scene obviously meant that he's been waiting for it. And he's been waiting to see him. Like I said, at last, I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. At last, we meet again. Which means that they have not met with him as Darth Vader in that costume. So the scene in episode 3 makes no sense. So I'm just putting that out there. But guys, it's to feed the fanboys. It's fan service. It's to keep the fans happy. It's to keep all those guys happy. Blah, 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 blah. James Earl Jones is amazing. Like, let's start there. James Earl Jones, like, let's keep it real. So, and this is to the racists. This is to the racists out there. This is specific to the racist Star Wars fans. Darth Vader is a black man. Yes, it's the costume. Yes, it's the prowess that he's a black man called James Earl Jones. Like, when you just hear that voice, you're like, yeah, man, James Earl Jones, man. Yeah, like this. Because for me, my top villain is still Sauron. That's still my number one villain, but I mean, James Earl Jones is that dude. Like, when you just hear the voice and just the delivery, like, what James Earl Jones did for this Darth Vader thing is different. It's like, for me, that is the most important component. There are many components, but the most important component, James Earl Jones. Like, yet again, Ewan McGregor is a damn good actor. Leia is extremely annoying, way too childish. The Moses Ingram, it's a very, very good character. The lines are wonky. She's not right for the role, but it is what it is. And I know, I guess, I'll be real with you guys. The Inquisitor, those villains are trash. They're all trash. The lines that they have been given, how they present it, you're supposed to be Sith. Inquisitors. So you're supposed to be hunting down guys, and they look like a bunch of Mickey Mouse clubs. So that Sith group, bro, they ain't threatening, bro. They ain't threatening. For what they're supposed to be, they ain't threatening. Did Vader need to... See, Vader should be in this. 100%, he should be in this. And I think it has just raised the level of this with Vader being there. But episode 3, and he's already fighting Obi-Wan, and he fights Obi-Wan. And it just doesn't make sense. They shouldn't meet. They shouldn't fight. And you can't just be doing stuff for fan service. They shouldn't meet. Forget about fighting. They shouldn't even meet. Because it messes up with episode 4. I'm sorry. This was done for fan service. Because like, okay, people love Vader, people love Obi-Wan, because people just really like how the fights happen in episode 3, let's have them fight again, blah, blah. So, and see, art should not work, though. Art shouldn't be given, art is not a business. See, in business, you know, the customer is king, give the stuff to the customer. When George Lucas was making those films, he wasn't like, what do the fans want? No. What do I want as an artist? When the Wachowskis were making The Matrix, they weren't like, what do guys want? No, this is what we believe is good at art, and we put it out there. And we hope people like it, but this is what we feel is good at. Art is completely subjective. Obviously, you're hoping that people like it, but it's coming from a subjective, very personal place, and you're putting yourself out there. Art isn't the business of like, okay, let's now have a data chart. Let's now do a consensus. Let's have like a SWOT analysis of like, what do people want? And let's just try and give them exactly what they want. No. That's not it. Also, doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Vader looks cool. Even if some bits were a little bit too cheesy, but it's Vader. Vader is a cheat code. James Earl Jones is a cheat code. So it is what it is. And just seeing Vader and Obi-Wan there, just visually, it looks great. But the fight wasn't that great. I'll keep it a stack. The fight wasn't really that great. It had some good bits, but it wasn't really that great. So, but let's be real, guys. They shouldn't meet. They shouldn't meet. It's Mrs. Episode 4. So it just feels like fan service. And but I'll say this again and again and again. I'll keep saying this. Star Wars was 3 films. You can't make Star Wars without George Lucas. Those prequels were crap. But Darth Maul is still the greatest fight we've ever seen in Star Wars. You have to have George Lucas as a consultant. Because without George Lucas, just as a consultant or an advisor, you have guys who don't have what the hell they're doing. The freaking creator who built the stormtroopers, the spaceships, the sabers and so forth, he has to be a consultant. And I'll say this again. You've had 3 billion Star Wars TV shows and films and so forth, and you've not had a single Asian or Japanese, also an Asian Jedi or Sith, even though this was based off of samurai.